Preciso.
Trabajando de cero, white canvas.
Sí, no, voy a ser preciso, pero no voy a meterme bien dentro hoy.
La presentación es para mí, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Ok. Entonces, tú lo puedes hacer, do your best, ¿entiendes? Yo no estoy aquí para juzgarte, ¿entiendes? No estoy aquí para evaluar nada, yo voy a conectar contigo en la conversación, ¿entiendes?
Oh, we're still recording?
No, you're streaming now, but I'm not recording yet.
Por eso
So
no
you can
connect
tell
with me,
your
your
mom
certainty,
what's
your
Palm Beach
conviction
Primerica
about it.
on YouTube.
Como digo, yo he visto mucho esto y he
you
salido
won't
incluso
tell
con
them
amigos
it's not
de Primerica,
All
vamos
she
a
has to
trabajar
do
juntos.
is search it on YouTube, what's
Pero
Palm Beach
cada
Primerica,
quien
and she'll find it. It's
es
a live
Claro,
stream.
eso es lo que
Tu
digo.
Primerica no es el Primerica de la
Well, I'm glad that you brought that point up because we sat down with somebody yesterday, or we met him at a shop. You had a shop. El digo que se sentó con alguien hace 2 años. He was the youngest $1 million in America, and he said,
Billion.
$1 million.
Okay.
And he said, I guess 2 years ago he was. I'm not sure who was because he wasn't sure, but he was at his home. He talked to him
Okay.
en el negocio. Básicamente, he said, oh, I understood it better when you explained it than him. I was like, well, yeah, that happens porque la gente tiene diferentes visiones. You know, hay personas que lo que ellos solamente ven es cómo puedo hacer, cómo puedo yo ganar de hacerte una gente. Nuestro enfoque siempre es, vamos a enseñarte el negocio, vamos a ver lo que a ti, was catered to you. It's all about catering to you, and then making sure that we get to that person. Porque básicamente sabemos que si Carlos, well, we know Carlos, we've been working with him for a while. We haven't been working on anybody else as much as Carlos. And because we knew when we were ready, we wanted to work with people like Carlos. And then now we meet you, that it comes together. But usually when you meet with somebody, no, esa persona, tú sabes, no es la que va a ser productiva. Tienes que, so you have to drill down, como loro, right? Hay que minar.
Stop doing it.
Sorry.
Oye,
Yeah, there you go. Now you're all in.
pero fíjate, las presentaciones que viste de Primerica, cada una es mejor que la anterior.
¿En serio?
¿Entiendes? O son dos cosas. O yo, I'm growing.
And you keep seeing and you're like, oh.
Right? So I'm growing, I'm changing my filters, right? Or I'm distinguishing better now, or definitely the presenter, it's been improved.
Absolutely.
Pero cada que yo la veo más. La de Darío Luna ha sido la mejor que la vi bien. La mejor presentación que yo he visto de Primerica. Lo hizo un papel 5 minutos.
Yeah,
Hizo como 32 preguntas en 5 minutos. Preguntas así, entonces, yo te pongo esto y esto, tú vas a agarrar esta. Y si agarras esta, tienes esto y tienes esto, vas a agarrar esta. Y si tienes esta y esta, entonces, ¿qué vas a hacer? Tal cosa. Y entonces, si queremos hacer esto y tienes esta opción, ¿qué tú vas a hacer? Así me llevó. Y me llevó en He Created the Yes Ladder.
Yeah.
¿Entiendes? De una manera tan smooth. Guiding my emotions de una manera bellísima. Bellísima, me encantó eso, me tiene 24 horas. ¿Qué was not working with him? Leadership. He believes that he's better. ¿Entiendes? Leadership. Duplication.
Yeah.
¿Me entiendes? Yo le pregunté, ¿cuántos RVP tienes tú? Yo tengo 24 años aquí en mira todas las medallas. Ok, pero answer my question. Yeah, to the point. How many RVPs do you have? ¿Entiendes? Sí, pero es que yo soy RVP, yo lo hice en 7 meses, hace 24 años. Okay? How many people have you built? ¿Me explico o necesitas que haga rephrasing? ¿Entiendes? O sea, no me estás respondiendo a la pregunta. Tú sabes por qué estoy preguntando eso, por lo menos, ¿no? Porque a veces día voy a asking this, right?
Estamos en negocio.
¿Entiendes?
Estamos en negocio.
Él
quiere trabajar contigo.
Sí, él quiere trabajar conmigo, pero lo que yo vi que what was missing there was the leadership. ¿Entiendes? Si está nublado con que él es bueno y que él es ego, no puede conocer a otra persona. Pero si fue la presentación.
Great. Wait, no, we have 9 RVPs, we have 2 SVPs, and we have an NSD on top of my father. So basically, we duplicated ourselves, and we did it. We had more actually at one point. But with the financial crisis, a lot of people got into mortgages, and they thought they tried their luck.
I think it was the financial recreo.
Yeah, the financial recess.
The financial recess you had. Porque si yo me pongo a ver lo que yo he visto de ustedes hasta ahora, yo le he hablado a ustedes desde el primer día, es de la forma que, claro, lo saben, si yo quisiera hacer primero, va a tener que ser con ellos porque es lo que yo he visto.
Sí, es que funciona.
Y ustedes pudieran pasar fácil, hubieran pasado del millón fácil si seguían trabajando.
Y hasta con la producción menos, we had less production than everybody else, incluso así. Pero
yo estoy llegando ahorita a una etapa de mi vida que yo estoy diciendo, o sea, para la persona que trabaja, la persona que está trabajando no existe. Porque yo he visto mucha gente exitosa también, no tu padre, ¿entiendes? Que simplemente ellos deciden no participar en una crisis cuando
Absolutely.
sucede en el país. Y he visto que en plena crisis, gente le pega los rangos, se pierden las casas, gente yo estoy en mi casa, yo no sufro la crisis, hermano. Mi casa no es un asset, ¿entiendes? Así que si se baja el precio, I don't care,
Claro.
porque yo tengo mi portafolio metido en otros performances, de que tengo más control. Entonces, para empezar a trabajar no existe la crisis, simplemente I opt or I choose not to participate in it. So, y he visto tanta gente así que me dice, ¿qué crisis viene? No, que la crisis viene, ¿qué crisis está?
No, my father didn't even knew that there was a crisis until he saw his Citigroup stock go from 150 to, 150,000 to yeah, exactly.
No,
So
pero la gente se va muriendo, ¿no?
well, that's when he know. That's when he said, wait, something's really happening. But that's
Yeah.
how we noticed, because we said, okay, Citigroup is going out of business. That was our partner before, and we bought ourselves out. We're the most profitable company under them, right? But so I'm gonna do the presentation. We're gonna get going. We'll let it rip. Right now, basically, you've heard of
Amor, tú
Primerica.
sabes que yo soy el que tomo la
Yes, and remember, he gave you a wife, okay?
Okay, so, mi amor, yo tomo la decisión.
Okay, you're the man, you're the man.
You know, that's
So I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you, Carlos, for inviting us. Absolutely, it's an exciting time for us right now, Primerica. We're expanding like no other time. And, most people haven't heard of Primerica. I think you said before you've heard of Primerica.
a couple of things.
And Anna, you haven't heard of me, right?
This is my first time.
First time. So, let's talk a little bit about who we are. Very
Well, my
quick.
friend gave us that.
Oh yeah, right. And you want to think about it, we were actually founded in 1977 with 85 people. We're pequeño, small company. So, I just want you guys to see that, we started very early with a little bit of people, but we grew fast. We actually became the largest financial services marketing organization in regards to numbers. But not only that, we actually have 4 million lives insured. We actually have more insurance and investment clients than most big companies out there. I'm going to show you a quick photograph. This is actually in our home office. It's very interesting because, when you think about Primerica, people say, well, I tend to say, well, I don't want to work for somebody else. I don't want to build a business for somebody else. And we don't do that. We actually have a company within a company. And the reason why I say that is because it's one of the most exciting things where you have all the support from a huge company and you can build your own business. So, this is an example. Actually, this is an example of a little bit of what we have.
Thank you.
So, I'll get you this picture in a second. Let's just continue real quick. I owe you that
Pero de la
picture.
del periódico, ¿no?
It's a picture that I have.
Siempre las tienes en tu presentación.
Yeah, usually I have a printout, an Excel sheet, for have it in the office. But here, you can help me with that, Carlos. On my Facebook, I actually posted it. You can go on my
¿Cuánto ahí sabe más? ¿La foto?
Yeah.
Sí, yo confío en ella porque ella tiene un ojo para esas cosas.
So,
Esta casa no fuera lo que es si no fuera por ella, ¿no?
So you can help me out, and I'm looking for a picture from the home office that shows how some of our leaders have more business in some big companies. So I'll show you that in a second. But basically, I just want to show you the credibility. We've done all of this. We've grown to be the largest company in marketing and financial services, all without any advertising, no TV commercials. We actually don't pay for our advertising. It's all through word of mouth. We actually have an A+ rating. And I'm not sure if I know you're a little familiar with the A+ rating, which basically, companies are judged based on their financial strength and their ability to pay out. And actually, are you familiar with State Farm or Allstate?
I have heard of them.
Yeah.
Those
the-
restaurants?
No, actually, other
Oh.
companies like us, and believe it or not, those companies they have a B+, that's State Farm, and Allstate has a C+. So those guys that come on TV, like the good neighbor over there,
Yeah.
they actually have a lower rating than our company. So I just don't want you to think that when you go home and talk to your cousin or your brother, right, your sister, I'm sorry, you talk to your other sister, and she says, "Oh, that Primerica thing, I've heard of them." Well, I just want you to do your due diligence, okay?
Okay.
So, moving forward, Primerica, we actually like a Costco Financial Services. We work with some big companies. Have you heard of some of these companies? Like, for example, Equifax,
Yeah.
What about these investment companies? Have you heard of any American funds? Legg Mason. Legg Mason is actually the fourth largest investment company in America. AIG, have you heard of AIG? AIG, right?
Yeah.
They actually, they're the biggest in capitalization in billions. You know, they waited 2 years to come work with our company. So I just want you to get an idea of the type of company we're working with, and I'm not going to spend too much time, but I just want you to understand, you know, the type of billion dollar companies that work with us. Okay?
Okay.
So you know, I just want to get into what we do, because basically, you know, in every business there has to be a need, right? And thank God we don't have to create a need, but there's a big mission that we have. I mean, have you heard of what's happening around the financial crisis, right? That some people talk about. I mean, probably hasn't affected you, huh? The restaurant
It's
industry.
very good saving money, and just give her the whole check. Take care of this, just buy me some food, and keep working.
That's awesome, but you probably noticed, right? Working at the restaurant, people are probably don't tip as much, maybe. I don't know. Have you seen that a little bit?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, basically, you know, there's a lot of people hurting. You know, some of the statistics, you know, you've probably heard of them, right? More than 2/3 of Americans live in paycheck to paycheck. It's hard to give extra, right, when you're living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, I live that way. She doesn't, but I live.
Right, aren't we all like that? You know, but this is my way.
The check, and buy me some food, give me
It's
some
true, right?
love.
Carlos,
eventually.
you don't have
Give me
that
some-
problem, right?
Yeah, the same thing.
Right? No, we're all like that, you know,
No,
but
It's a man thing.
Can I have some love on Friday night?
So, you know, hopefully after this conversation, you guys will be a little bit less frugal, right? In some areas, but you guys will have more spending money. Because we're gonna show you guys how to, you know, do some cool things. So, you know, basically.
I only have one bill.
You only have one bill, which
Her.
is. Man, well, at least you don't have multiple, right?
Only one.
That's-
Consolidated.
Consolidation.
Consolidation.
Right?
There's
So-
no consolidation.
So, you know, and that's the beautiful thing, because thank God we don't have a lot to work with you, right?
There you go.
So basically, you know, one of the big things we do is that we help people. You know, you've heard the old saying, right? People don't fail to plan. They don't plan to fail. They fail to plan, right? You don't know, no quieren fallar, ¿verdad? Pero las personas nos encontramos en un lugar. We find ourselves in a place where we get pulled in so many directions. You know, we all deal with money, right? But guess what? All of these companies, right? Your life insurance company, your 401k, the savings accounts, and the loans, they don't communicate. We end up like a pretzel, right, in between all the companies pulling us different directions. So the reason why we're so successful in Primerica is because we actually sit down with families and we take an order. Just like, you know, you take an order at a restaurant, you're not guessing what people want, or you're not selling them today's special, right? You may ask them, but you're not forcing them to get the special, right? So we do the same thing. We take the order. We find out where we can help people financially. And it's really awesome, because I'm more of an educator than a salesperson, because I'm finding out what people's needs are, and I'm understanding them, and I'm just explaining to them the solution. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, basically, you know, if we could show you how to create a financial GPS, you know exactly, you know, customizable, right? It's gonna customize your goals. It's gonna be complimentary, not gonna cost you a dime. There's actually companies that actually charge to just do the service of that connection. And it's completely confidential, so I'm not going to be sharing your information. You know, I'm not going to be taking your information, sharing with people at the office or anything like that. It's just for your benefit. Okay? So, you know, I just want to show you a couple of concepts. One of the big concepts is a PIN number. Have you heard of a PIN number before? No?
You probably heard.
She's heard of a PIN number.
From the farm, she's from the city.
So there's a-
She just fell in love with me. How what it takes.
So basically, so you just want to think about financial independence numbers, basically how much money you need in order to retire. Have you ever thought about how much money you need?
The rule 72.
Well, no, it's more about along these lines. You know, basically the PIN number is this. If you're making $30,000 a year, right, yourself, and she's making another $30,000, you know what I mean? You guys are aware that there's inflation, right? Like 3%. So basically, if you're spending $30,000 a year, right? If you're making $30,000 a year, and you want to retire, making the same amount of money, you're basically going to need $73,000 in 30 years to spend like $30,000 now. So basically, when we think about retirement, it's not just about getting a amount of money, it's also about being able to spend, like now, right? You don't wanna make, all this money and then realize, hey, it's like I have half of everything, right?
Yeah.
I can spend half as much, I can eat half as much, I can get half as much house. It doesn't sound exciting, right?
Not working.
So basically, if you're making 30,000, your FIN number is actually $1 million. So basically, I don't know. Do you guys have a plan right now to have $1 million by the time you guys
We'll
retire?
save another.
In the bank?
Well, my plan, yeah, I definitely, I need to catch the second fight. That's my plan. Work on that hard.
And I think a lot of us used to be like that, but I think as we found out things like this, we ended up changing a few things, and you guys are gonna be really excited when I show you guys the next stuff. Basically, if you wanna get in 30 years $1 million, you invest $585 for a month, every month, and it sounds like a lot of money, right? Or maybe it sounds like too little. I don't know where you guys are at.
Well, my $17,000 a month that I make, I give it all to her.
Great.
I just get some love on Friday night and some food,
So basically, if you guys, so that's great. So we'll talk about the numbers. She seems very confident. She knows how things are working. So basically, if for 30 years you invest that money monthly at 9%, you'll have about $1 million. And that's pretty exciting because if you knew that 10 years ago, right? Maybe you could have started earlier, right? It's a for sure plan. So you want to think about this, right? One of the next things I want to talk to you guys about is bypassing the middleman. It's great to get this money and put it to work for you, but most people say, okay, that 9% thing sounds great, right? But how do we get that? How do we get that type of money? Have you guys ever thought about that? Never really
So
thought.
I've been thinking about, extending the 24 hours away to 30 hours. I've been praying.
But it's not a realistic thing, right?
Well, I'm still waiting. Yeah, I have faith.
No,
I have faith, right?
He'll come home drunk. He's a wine taster. You need to have more hours drinking.
More creative thinking, right?
Looking for some love and decline.
So look, I don't know if I can help you with that, but I know I've met people before. The more money they have in their pocket, the more love they may get. I don't know. We'll find out. That's
Well,
true.
I'm borrowing. I'm
And
trading.
borrow.
So basically, we want to show you how to bypass the middleman. I mean, you could agree that maybe you don't know how to get that 9, 10, 12%, but you do agree that the banks are doing it, right?
Absolutely.
Right? You have a credit card?
7.
Seven, maxed out. So in some of those credit cards, they're getting 12, 20, 24%, right? So what we teach you is how to bypass the traditional financial institutions, because guess what? Banks, credit unions, insurance companies, they're giving very low rates of return. I mean, you think about it, they're doing 3% if you're in an insurance policy or less. At banks right now, anybody have a bank account giving them anything right now? I heard the last thing was like 0.01, 0.05 maybe.
Less $12 a month work for you.
Exactly. Some dollars into the 12%, right?
Yeah.
So basically, we're going to teach you how to bypass the middleman and invest into the global economy, because that's what the banks and insurance companies are doing. So that's one of the things we do, and the way we do it is first off, we want to teach you a concept. I know you mentioned the Rule of 72, so you've heard of it before, right? And do you know how to apply it? Most people that I've met, they maybe, first off, they haven't heard about it, but when they hear about it, they've never really applied it, right? And I know you probably heard of the Rule of 72, through your husband. Not really, okay.
Not a reliable source. He's a wine taster.
And she's the boss here. She has the kinky style.
So basically the Rule of 72 is something very simple, and I don't like to move ahead. I know you guys probably already saw some answers, but I want you guys to really think about this. I know, I don't know how you guys feel about math. Anybody have good feelings, bad feelings?
We're friends.
Friends? Math? Friends?
I'm not mad.
Great. Well, regardless if you are or not a math guy, we're all money people, right? We all need money.
I
So
like numbers.
numbers, so great.
Money.
So
Yes.
Yeah, she knows that.
No, we're
How about 7,
So the Rule of 72 basically says sometimes called the banker's rule. In the banker's rule, basically, obviously the banks kind of know this because that's why it's called the banker's rule. They just don't teach us. And basically, if you take 72 divided by the rate of return you receive, it'll show you the number of years it takes your money to double. So first let's do the math, and then we'll do the application. So basically, if you get 3%, let's say through an insurance policy, for example, and I don't know, do you guys have any type of life insurance?
Yes, we have a whole lot.
Whole life? Oh, great. So, you know, for example, you guys probably are getting a 3%, probably, I don't know, do you guys know the rate of return?
I think it's the recommended.
Yeah, you agree? Well, we'll check it out later, but let's say you guys are getting a 3%. At 3%, if you guys had $10,000 in savings in that insurance policy, in 24 years, your money would double. 24 more years would have to go by until your money doubles again. And let's say you started young, right? So at 20 years old, and in 48 years, right? It's a normal working period. So, you know, usually people work for 40 years from 20 to 68, or, you know, it's just an average. You would have $40,000 without having put any extra money. How does that sound to you guys? You guys, like, I mean, do you guys think you could live off of $40,000?
No,
Not at all, right?
spend it tomorrow. I
So,
love it every way. I love for my life. No.
right? It's really nothing. So let me ask you a question. If we doubled the interest rate, we had the same starting balance of $10,000, but we doubled the interest rate, how much money do you think you would have at the end of 48 years?
If you double the rate,
Mhm.
triple,
Triple. Okay, so we're gonna have, so 40, 120. Okay, great. Sorry, 12,000. 12,000. So let's do the math, right? I always want to get into it. So 6 divided by 72 is 12, correct? Anybody help me out, Carlos? I know you're good at what is it? 72 divided by 6 is 12, right? Great. So now your money's gonna double every 12 years. So in 12 years, at 10,000, you get 20,000, 40,000, 80,000, $160,000. So I say this because basically, you know, most people, you know, even do, they say, okay, it's 40, it's gonna double, 80. So you had a great guess, but this is how money works. What really happens is the doubling periods. The money doubles twice as fast. So, you know, this is one of the reasons why Albert Einstein said this is the 8th wonder of the universe.
compound interest.
Compound interest. Because, you know, he could have said a lot of different things, like he invented a lot of cool stuff, but he realized that if people understood how money worked, they would maybe do smarter things with money. And I've sat down with people with master's degree in finance, and they never understood this. So I'm gonna show you what happens if we go one more step. So we're gonna go from 6 to 12%. So we have the same 20-year-old, right? He starts with $10,000, and now he gets a 12% rate of return. You guys mind guessing to see how much money will be at the end of 48
You
years?
have 12%.
Okay, great. So let's do the math. So, you know, 12 divided by 72 is 6 years, right? So now that same $10,000, right, is gonna grow every 6 years, 10, 20, 40, 80, 160, 320, 640, $1.2 million, $2.5 million. So, you know, when I first saw this, it like blew my mind away, because I saw what I saw, and I don't know what you guys think, and I hope you guys share with me, but what I saw was that I was saving my money at 3% or less, and I had credit cards that I was spending at 12, 20, 28%, and then I wondered why people were not moving ahead, why, you know, I was always, you know, making minimum payments. So basically, you know, at Primerica, what I focus on doing is I show people how to save at 12 or higher, and how to get rid of their debt and pay their debt at 3% or less. So basically, I've been trying to flip this, and then so basically that's one of the big things. So I want you to see is that it's like walking to the park, right? That's 2 miles away. It's like riding your bike, and it's like driving your car. You know, you're gonna get there much faster.
Of course.
So basically, I just wanted to ask you guys a question. If Carlos wouldn't have invited us today, right? Would you guys have learned this before? Probably not, right? I mean, you've heard of it, but you never learned the application.
Yeah, because I'm so inauthentic in my life, like I just know things but I don't apply it. You know, I'm just a regular human being.
Great, and you know what? I meet a lot of people like that, but our job here at Primerica is to help you apply these concepts and really just
Nice.
take away the
Get
guessing.
real, right?
Yeah. So anyway,
I
one
drink a
of
lot for my job, right? I drink a lot.
Great, so don't worry, you'll be able to drink a lot and know that you're still on track to retirement and accomplishing your goals and dreams. But real quick, let me just show you one more concept, and then actually two more concepts, and then I'll get some information from you guys. One thing is that a lot of people don't realize the first step is to pay yourself first. I mean, it's great to start with the rule of 72 and putting money away, knowing that you'll be a millionaire at some point in your life if you do the right things with your money. But the first step is to get started, right? We talked about, just a second ago, right? So apply it. So the first step is to pay yourself first. So my job right now is to create enough emotion so you understand that the longer you wait, the more you're hurting yourself. And let me show you how. Let's say this 25-year-old started investing for 40 years at 9%. He was just putting away $200 a month, which is not like something crazy, right? It's just $200. We probably spend that daily on coffee and pizza. I don't know. We just overpay on things, right? So what happens is from 25 to 65 in 40 years, this person would have $900,000. And that's pretty exciting because, granted that it's not a massive amount of money. It's just being consistent, monthly investing. And then what happens is actually this person says, you know what, I'm going to start in a year because, right now I'm working this job and, I'm just going to wait until I get a good job and I finish school. I don't know if you guys met people like that, right? They always say, oh, I'm going to start later. So this person waited 1 year and they technically saved $2,400, right? Because $200 a month. And, but they really lost at the end of their investing time, they lost about $83,000.
Doesn't work.
Basically, they waited 1 year to invest, and basically, if they waited 1 year, remember that rule of 72, the way compound interest works, the time value of money, because they waited 1 year to invest, their money didn't have enough time to compound out, and they lost in interest, in gainings, they lost $83,000 over time. And basically now what happened is, this person, the next person, the same person said, you know what, they didn't realize, right? I didn't show them this slide, right? But then the next thing they said is, I'm going to start later because I know I'm going to find this beautiful woman and she's going to have a great job. And I'm going to wait 5 years until I find her. And then I have this great job and I finish my career. And we all know right now that when we start waiting, things just pile up. You can make a lot of money or a little money. Somehow we just seem to spend it all. Right? I mean, I don't know if you have the same problem I have. No?
Yeah, no, right? You know me.
Great.
He gives me all the
So, but basically this person
It's
started, so basically this person waited till 30. And this person said, man, I'm really smart. I saved $12,000, 5 years. I should have never, good thing I never listened to that Primerica guy. But what ended up happening was he actually lost $350,000 of gains that he could have realized in his investment. I mean, that's pretty substantial, so it's a big mistake. 5 years. The 5 years they thought, hey, I'm saving, but they're really losing out. So just to overkill this thing, this person waited 15 years. They just said, I want to pay off all my debts. I want to get rid of everything that I'm doing, and basically, they waited until 40. And at 40, this person just follows a program, right? They invested $200 a month all the way until 65. It's 25 years of investing. They saved about $36,000, so they thought, but instead they lost about $717,000. So, basically I just wanted to show you that the person you're hurting is yourself and your family when you wait to take action. So, you know, and on a brighter side, you know, I just want to talk to you a little bit about insurance. I mean, you guys said you guys have a whole life policy. As a matter of fact, you know, it's a good example. This is there's two types of insurance, you know, basically in the way they work. There's a lot of names, but there's two main types. There's term insurance, and there's cash value life insurance. Basically, it's any insurance that has a savings attached to it. They work differently in some ways, but they all have the similar, it's basically a term insurance with a savings vehicle. So that's one type. The other type is pure term. So we separate the parts. So basically, this family had a cash value life insurance. It could have been a whole life, a universal life, or variable life. This family had $150,000 on each, and they were paying $218 a month. And they had about $52,000 of cash value, you know, over time. So, yeah. So that's kind of like their scenario. Now, somebody like me sat down with this family and educated them on insurance, and we'll do that in a second. But basically, for the same $218, this family could have had $400,000 each. So it's already 3 times the coverage for half the price. And we said, okay, well, you already were used to spending this $108. Let's invest it. Just like these banks and insurance companies do, let's invest it in the global economy. And, you know, let's see what happens. So in this case, you know, they were able to obtain a 9% interest rate. And they had, at age 65, they had about $300,000 extra on the investment. You know, because sometimes people say, you know, I just don't like insurance because I don't want to lose it, right? But you think
They're
about...
gonna outlive this too.
Say again?
So they're going to outlive this one. By
Yeah.
the time this is done, complete, you start placing the same amount of money in.
Well, basically, yeah, once your insurance is done, you can start putting the other amount, but you're gonna start from day one. The day you get this policy, your difference, you're gonna invest it from day one. So in 30 years, when your insurance policy is gone, you're gonna have around this type of money.
Could we continue investing?
You could continue investing and putting more. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of clients that I sit down with, we help them eliminate debt, or we help them save money on their car insurance or home insurance, and then they can put even more money into investments. Because basically, we're the only insurance company that I know of that actually shows people how to get rid of the need for insurance. We actually create plans for people. So you know, I work for an insurance company, but we're the only one that actually creates plans to get rid of the need for insurance. So which program, if you had to choose between a program, which one would you choose? So she spoke, right? She saw it, right? She had more coverage for less money, and then she was gonna have more money at the end of at age 65 than what she would have before. So that's one of the reasons why, you know, we're here. Obviously, you guys already have a product, so we definitely want to look at it. And as a matter of fact, you guys know where it's at. You happen to know, and you told me you're very organized. Oh, great. So, you know, what she
55 and 22,
Yeah.
just like
While she finds it, you know, you might give me a glass of water, so, you know, they find the policy right now, right? The idea is this, so I'm gonna explain to you guys how life works financially. I mean, I can't really tell you how life really works. I mean, you guys have young children now. I love children when they're your age, so just get to a point where they just get very testy and they know it all. You know, just want to give them away. Right? She says no now, but hopefully it stays that way. Right? But basically, this is how life works, okay? Financially. Today, you have young children, high debt, a home mortgage, right? House mortgage. Basically, there's a lot of responsibility. But, I mean, I don't know if it's safe to say you guys probably don't have enough savings to live off your savings for the rest of your life, correct? No? So, basically, uh-oh.
What?
Don't worry, it's taken care of. It'll be taken care of.
Yeah, after today, it's
It'll
gonna be
be
taken care of, because what happens is, because think about it, most
No,
people
no,
don't have
no.
that cash at hand, right? So what we talk to people about is get rid of your risk. Let's transfer that risk by getting a term life insurance policy. Basically, you're paying a little bit of money for a lot of protection while you build wealth. Because in the early years, you have this responsibility. Young children, high debt, house mortgage. But guess what? as time goes by, your need for insurance is gonna decrease. Can you guess why? Maybe, the children are gonna grow up. I can't keep them out, but I can definitely help you prepare a college fund. That way, by the time comes, it's easier to get them rid of them, right? Two is lower debt. We definitely want to make sure if you don't have a plan right now to get out of debt, well, I mean, we've done some great things for people when it comes to debt. And then obviously the mortgage, we want to get rid of that mortgage. We want to get that paid as soon as possible. By the way, speaking of mortgage, you guys have a mortgage currently? Okay. Well, do you know that, whatever you guys are paying now, if you guys pay half in the middle of the month and half at the end, it'll actually accelerate your payments. You'll shave off, if you have a 30-year mortgage, you'll probably save about 8 to 10 years for mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Paying
by
the same?
paying the same amount of money, just by applying payments differently. Because it's a daily interest, it's revolving. So
Wow.
that's just one tip. And, we have a lot of information
I
like
can
that.
pay weekly, so she doesn't have to touch that.
Borrow.
Top percentage.
Can you pay weekly?
Yeah, well, you have to find out with your mortgage company, but for the most part, you can pay weekly. But bi-weekly does the trick. If you want to do it weekly, then if you want to do it daily, but bi-weekly is usually a simple way to have them do it. So the reason why I said this is because in the later years, you're not going to need protection, hopefully, right? Because your responsibility is going to go down, but your need for cash is big. So basically, if you start investing now, I don't know how much you need at this moment, but you guys would know because basically it depends. If you guys want to eat ramen noodle for dinner, or you want to have steak dinner, right? So if you have different financial, mac and cheese, right? So it just depends on your goals. But did you know if you save $100 a month at 12% in 20 years, that'll be $100,000? If history repeats itself.
$1,000?
Sorry, $100
Okay, $100?
a month in 20 years at 12%. That's if history repeats itself. Like if the market does just as bad as it's done, right? I say just as bad because all we hear usually is the constant negative news, right, on CNN or Fox News.
Oh, and what should I do? Either I'm drinking wine or getting some love. My life is bad.
And even when I work, right? That's also, I wish I could work like you, but I probably couldn't do what I do. but seriously, that's really what we do. I mean, you basically, if you want to have $1 million, it's $1,000 a month for the next 20 years at 12%, you'll have $1 million. And what's really awesome is that unlike other companies, we actually can teach you how to make part-time income.
12%.
And
12%, right?
at 12%.
$100
So
a month.
yeah, so basically, that's pretty much what we do.
Or you put 5,000 for 15% for 24 months.
So basically, that's kind of like the solutions. We're gonna build your financial house. Basically, I don't know if you guys at this point have any questions.
How soon can we get started?
Well, me personally, I don't sell on the first night. I definitely want to bring more value and education. One thing we should do is, what are you guys' date of birth? Date of birth?
8/4,
Mm-hmm.
87.
Yeah.
January 27, 1980.
So basically, Guillermo, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna show you guys, life insurance. You guys told me you guys have a policy, and actually, I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna explain it to you here shortly. We'll spend about another 10, 15 minutes. But basically, I want to show you this product. I want to make sure it's good for what you need. Earlier, I explained how insurance basically is to cover responsibility, and as time goes by, responsibility should go down. And if you don't have a plan for it to go down, we can help you do that. But for sure, insurance is a little different than like an investment or any other product. You have to qualify. So what that means is that basically we have to do an application, and that takes time. So what I would like to do tonight is we're gonna do an application for insurance. All you need is your first month premium. If whatever reason you guys decide not to move forward, you guys will get a refund. So it's just to show up good faith. Is there any reason why you guys wouldn't want to try or apply? If we could save you money or give you better value?
Today's Friday?
today.
Oh, Friday. Well, we can get it started. We'll probably finish it next time we get together. So let's start the application. You know, based on your age, you know, 1990. Let's do a quick poll.
25.
So basically, you know, I'm gonna get a quote, but before I do that, you know, I'm gonna, you know, in closing now, you know, when I sit down with families, most of the time, you know, what I do is I just kind of find out what's comfortable to create a plan. Like if I can create a plan to reach all of your goals and dreams, you guys have an idea of how much you're really willing to afford to it, you know.
If I have $2,000 in savings, I will do that.
Yeah. So basically, how much?
No, by
That's not
default.
gonna work.
How much do you guys bring in as a family? You said you work at the restaurant. You bring in how much usually a month?
10,000.
10,000. Wow, you must work hard, man.
Some years will make money.
So and you said you're a homemaker. Or you said
I don't know.
you own the restaurant. Oh, fantastic. So she pretty much has cheap labor, huh?
She got me by day.
So how much do you bring in?
The restaurant itself, or how much? in
No, you
total, or, like,
personally,
me personally?
income.
I can't tell you.
You see?
I bring in roughly 15 to 20.
15 to
You see
20.
why I'm a request for love on Friday night?
So 15,000. So you guys together bring in $25,000 a month, right? But right now you guys have very little in savings. You guys have debt. So if we could create a plan that's going to help you become completely debt free, and will help you create a financial plan, and will help you accomplish your goals and dreams, would you be willing to support 5%, 10%, or 15%? And that comes out to about 2,500. At 10%, 5% is about 1,250. 15% is about 3,750. So which one do you guys feel comfortable if every month, once a month, it was automatically drafted to reach your goals and dreams? 15%?
She's always picks, the highest amount, everything, the most expensive. She's always that way. You can't believe it. Just you
And when
remember.
we're old and we have money,
Remember
you're
Friday.
gonna remember.
Give me some love. That's
Uh.
it. You keep me quiet that way.
So basically, and don't worry, I really feel that as the money keeps growing, the loving will keep happening.
I hope so.
Hey, time will tell.
I got rebuffed in my last
Time to
marriage.
jump.
Time will tell, right? But I can't guarantee what happens at home, but definitely I can guarantee what happens in the bank account. And I can't do any dollar guarantee, but I can guarantee that you'll be better off than at the bank, where you'll be getting nothing, right? 0.05, right? So moving forward, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys, we're gonna do an application for life insurance, and with the difference, I'm gonna figure out how I can create a plan tailored to your needs. So basically, I would love to get together within a week. Today is Tuesday. If we had to pick to get together, would you guys rather the next weekday or weekend? Weekday? Great. So around the same time, Tuesday? Great. So we'll get together at 7:30 Tuesday. When I come back on Tuesday, I'm gonna create a game plan for you guys that is customized. The only thing I'm gonna require from you guys is a little bit more information. If you don't mind, I wanna collect as much information to create a plan that you're willing to give me. I know some things may not be handy, but we can communicate during the week. And what I'm gonna do is, I promise, I'm gonna spend about an hour or two on this plan. So I just wanna get your commitment that if I come back and I show you guys something that's really gonna improve your quality of life, and that will like show you guys that you're gonna be on track to your retirement goals, your saving goals, and you're gonna be protected, that there's no reason why you wouldn't do business with somebody else, or you would say no. I mean, if I'm gonna hit all your goals, I'm gonna show you, not me because I tell you, but because it's on paper. I'm gonna show you that your goals are gonna be met. There's no reason why you guys don't happen to have a brother that's in insurance, or maybe you've had the same policy for the last 20 years and you just don't want to. I mean, I just want to get an idea. It's only fair that if I'm gonna spend the time and put in the work, that if it makes sense, you guys will move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah? Great. And I remember earlier I said, you know, if I did a great job, and I don't know, I mean, did I do a good job?
Yes.
Guillermo?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So, remember I told you, you know. So,
She kind of like, it's her eyes.
She might marry you.
whoa. You know, I get my wife. She'll be very upset if she heard this. We don't do this type of stuff, you know. So, but you know,
It's an open relationship we have, so he'll be fine.
On her behalf, you know, I just remain loyal and choose that.
So, you know, so basically, you know, besides, you know, anybody else in this type of circle, right? I don't want to meet anybody else with an open relationship. My wife would kill me. But is there anybody else that I could speak to? Maybe you guys could refer me to that maybe could benefit from what we do. Maybe you know anybody who recently had children. Who you know?
We have a sister.
Sister. Okay. What's your name, Mary?
Like, by the way, I just had a baby last time with
He
marriage.
just had his baby.
Oh,
Well, no,
okay.
Not with his
the
sister.
baby mama has it.
Oh, okay.
Just put the seed.
You see? So, you know, at this point, you know, you guys can take it. We're just gonna get the seed. All right, write it down.
Okay.
The seed.
Okay,
The
got
seed.
it.
Okay. So who was that lady that said that had put the seed, or you put the seed somewhere?
Yeah, the seed.
What is the name of the seed?
What is the name of the seed bearer? The seed bearer. No, so yeah, no, so seriously, you know, that's kind of like how we do presentation. I just kind of picked up where we left off, the technical difficulties, but the idea is this, you know, we get a strong commitment up front, because basically all we're saying is that